Alright, so we're going to go and we're going to launch Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the software we're going to be working in. And your version may look different. We're using Adobe Premiere Pro CC, and I believe it's CC. Nope, it's just a regular one. So they have a newer version, 2014, which might have a different interface yet. You're probably using CS6. So we're going to create a new project, browse, and let's go to the promotional videos here. I'm just going to choose this folder, and we're going to name it Top Tips. Alright, so first thing you need is a new sequence. And a sequence really is just where you're going to be entering in the information. You're just going to be dragging and dropping into the interface. So we're going to go to File, New, Sequence. And we're going to use it as a 1080p. By default, it's 1440 by 1080. This is not a standard 16 by 9 ratio, which is what you want for the HD. So we're going to update it a little bit. I mean, it says it's 16 by 9, but it's not made for web. You can see it's 1.33 pixels, and we need square pixels. So we are going to adjust this. We're going to the settings. We're going to go to custom, and we're just going to enter in 1920 by 1080. And instead of the HDMorphic, we're going with square pixels. And we can see that it's 16 by 9. 1920 by 1080. Audio rate is good. So, and then we're just going to LDM tips 1. Now let's give it a date, 2015. All right, okay. So now we have that, and we're going to import some media. So to do that, we go to File, Import, and we've already have the folder, so you'll see that we're going to the appropriate location. We're going to start importing your information. So we can just do a shift click and import, and that's going to dump everything into a folder. And let's see here, we need to view the media, so go ahead and click on Project Tip Talks, and so we can select all three. We're going to select one at a time. So if we drag this into our video, we can see how we have V1 through V3. Those are just videos 1 through 3. You can add multiple layers as you would in any file, and we're going to keep this at, like 5 seconds. I think this is the default. I think this is fine. And we have your video, so we're just going to clump those together. And you see if we drag over, it's not quite 1080p. So we're just going to press Shift and click and drag until it's the right size or a little bit bigger. It's fine. And we can see that we can go all the way through here. Then I just go back to our outro. And we have that. Alright, so we have our intro, we have our outro. Get some white space there. We're just going to, rather than adjusting the graphic, I am just going to enlarge it slightly. There we go. So that looks good. And looks like it's just a little off to the right, so we're just going to increase it slightly some more here. And we can recenter it. And, which isn't a bad thing. It'll be larger on the screen for when they're viewing it on YouTube or Vimeo. Alright, so now that we have this done, what we need is some natural transitions. So first things first is we need to go to our effects palette and I'm going to look under, I believe it's video transitions, and we're going to say dissolve, and I'm going to go cross dissolve. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drag it over here. You can see that I drag this down, it's going to enlarge our area. And I'm not entirely sure if I like that, so I'm going to do that. And see if I can't get it to take both, but it's not, which is fine. All it does is it takes the last frame of our digital marketing tip talk graphic and overlay it, which is good. It's all fine. We're going to go to the end here, and we're going to do the same. But now we're going to take the Loop Direct Marketing end graphic and have that at the end. So that's our two pieces. And now all that's left is to send it to Q. So now we're going to go to File, Export, and we're going to send it to the media. And we have our source, we have our output. We could clip it here if we wanted to. No, we're not going to. And I always like using the H.264 format. It's just a compression format. Makes for smaller sizes. You can see even with our current rendering, it's still a 76 meg file, so not nothing. Certainly couldn't email this if you wanted it to. So we're going to take our target rate. This is fine. This is fine. Audio's fine. And we're just going to go ahead and export that. And it's going to bring up another dialog. Probably launch a media player or go directly into the render queue. Or crash it. You never know. Love computers when you're trying to show something off. There we go. It's adding it to the render queue. And now it's encoding. It says about 2.5 minutes. I'm just going to let this pause while it's rendering because it's going to slow everything down a little bit. Yep. All right. We are now done rendering. And we'll just go to our desktop here. And we'll see the latest and greatest that has been posted. And just press play. We'll have about 5 seconds of digital marketing tip talk.
Welcome to the Direct Marketing
and it's
Digital Marketing Tip.
So we are accomplished there, and now we're just going to do one more low res. So we're going to export media, and instead of that, we're going to just say small on our desktop here, and our video. Okay, this output's fine still, but we do want it to be emailable from recollection. That's what the goal was, so that's 0.25. It's still 6 meg, so I mean, it's still a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's and this is super low. I mean, so like rather than like reduce this and let's see. We're going to go ahead and do it 960 by 540. You notice even though we've changed the size of the image, because we didn't change, revert back, we didn't change, anytime you change the target bit rate, it'll update the actual estimated size. But we reduced it down so that way it didn't have as a high of an impact on the overall image quality. So let's do that with a 0.8 is the target, or the maximum. Let's just do a 0.25. I got it down to 6. It's probably going to render out more than 6. And reducing the audio down a little bit didn't help. Let's make it mono. All right, that got us 2 more megs. And let's go to medium. That didn't help at all, so we'll just keep it at high. And we're going to, again, how to rename it. I had to cancel out of that in case you're wondering why we're doing this again. Save, and we're going to export. And again, the last time this took about 5 minutes. I know it says a minute. It's lying. As you can see, it's starting to go back up again. So it took about 5 minutes to render for my machine. Might take more, might take less for yours. But once that's done, it's ready for general use as an MP4 file, which is a generally accepted file for YouTube and or email. Thanks for tuning in.